What is going on in Northern Colorado real estate? Well, this is the video for you. My name is Andy Hawbaker. I'm with Coldwell Banker Realty, Northern Colorado's office. And I'm going to look at everything that's going on in the current market of Northern Colorado. So that's going to include Fort Collins, Loveland, Windsor, and Greeley. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the most recent data. I'm filming this on July 1st, 2024, and the data that we have just became available. It's the data for June 2024. So let's take a look at that here. Okay, perfect. So this is the median sales price. The way this is breaking down, this is for all home types. So we're not going to look at property sizes or age of homes or anything like that. For Fort Collins, the median sales price was 565,300. We're at 550 in Loveland, 605 in Windsor. That's a 4.3% increase in pricing. And the Greeley home prices were median price was 415,000. So we can see in Fort Collins is basically level year over year, a 0.6% decrease. It was kind of up last month. Fort Collins is the blue line. Kind of up a bit last month and came back down. Love Windsor's the gold line, and that's kind of there's more flexibility there. There's some more new construction, kind of some larger neighborhoods, nicer, bigger homes in a lot of parts of Windsor, but then some now new construction neighborhoods that are selling for less. So that's kind of why I think the number of sales there is what makes Windsor kind of jump up and down a little bit. But Loveland had a nice increase in home sales price, 8.4% year over year, actually. But that's jumped from the let's see, Loveland is 515 last month to 550 this month. That's a huge increase. So that's what we're looking at for sales prices. So as we can see, the home prices are still actually increasing. If you've been holding out for a decrease or a bubble, as I've been saying all along, that's just not going to happen. Okay, this is the number of homes for sale. So this is kind of interesting. The market is picking up as you would expect here. This is March, kind of the low point. Everything comes on the market March, April, May, June. So we're up kind of to our peak. And that's pretty normal what you would see here too. The previous year, Fort Collins had a number of homes come onto the market. That's just normal seasonality. You should see those kind of bumps like that. So on the 3-year graph. So that's what's going on there. The number of closed sales for June, there were 218 closed sales in Fort Collins, 121 in Loveland, and 89 in Windsor, and Greeley was 117. These are actually all decreases. So in Fort Collins, it was a 12.8% decrease in the number of closed sales. You can see that kind of at the end here. The number of closed sales in June was down from May. So we had a big start to the selling season, the summer selling season, and then June flattened out just a bit. The days on market, median days on market, 40 to 50 days on market, a little bit longer in Windsor. Again, that can be new construction. Sometimes they put those on there and then they sit for longer. So that's probably why they're all 40 and then Windsor's 50. I wouldn't be worried about that if you're trying to sell in Windsor. If you're priced right, your house is going to sell. The month's supply. So now, if you might remember 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, maybe we had zero. Basically, we had 2 weeks worth of month's supply. So our current our current month supply is 2.6 in Fort Collins, 2.5 in Loveland, and over 3 months in Windsor. That means if every house on the market, with the number of closed sales, if nothing new came out on the market, how long would it take to sell what we have with current demand? So that's pretty normal. We're getting into kind of a normal market from the craziness we've had after COVID and all that stuff. So let's see, median percent of the original asking price. So just to give you an idea of like our prices coming down, 100% is the average in Fort Collins, Loveland, 99 in Windsor, and 100% in Greeley. So you're basically paying what the asking price is. That doesn't account for homes that are way overpriced and have to do a price reduction. It's just because after that reduction is what the number is that they're looking on that, even though it says original sold or original list. Okay, so the number of showings to the pending, basically there are 6 showings in Fort Collins per listing before it goes under contract. Loveland a little bit higher at 9, Greeley a little higher at 8. But that's kind of showing that there are buyers out there. Windsor just 6. People 6 to 9 people are looking at a house before an offer is made. That's pretty good. If your home's sitting on the market and you have 30 showings and you don't have an offer, it's because you're overpriced. So think about that. But the number of showings per listing, so 4.7 in this month. This kind of just shows you how much activity there is out there. So 4 to 5, Windsor only 3. Just how many people are actually out there looking at homes, kind of a good indicator of how many buyers there are out there in this market. So with all those things said, I think we're in a pretty strong market. I've been super busy. This has been my biggest year, and super stoked about that. But more listings are coming on the market. We saw that in the graph that there are more homes coming onto the market. People are lightening up. People are wanting to sell. People are ready to move on. Actually seeing a number of people who had bought in the last couple of years already reselling. A lot of people with the COVID market weren't able to spend the time they wanted to buy the house they really wanted. They bought whatever they could get at the time. And so those people aren't happy. I don't have this exact stat. It's like 87% or something of people who bought during COVID are unhappy with the house they bought. And so those people are wanting to still move on to something better. So those are coming onto the market. I think interest rates, we have some good news that rates may come down again this year. We're thinking September possibly for a decrease in rates. So, and that's starting to already factor into rates. So things are going to get better. And I think that's going to get more buyers onto the market and more sellers ready to move on to their next house. So that's it. I don't think this is a bad time to buy. I think it's actually, obviously, I always think that buying now is better than in the future, because as we saw in those graphs, home prices do continue to go up. Even when markets aren't so strong, home prices still continue to go up because there is still demand to buy homes and less homes on the market to be sold. So that's what's driving all that. Again, my name is Andy Hawbaker. You can always hit me up at my website, which is andyhawbaker.com. I'd love to have a conversation with you about your personal situation. If you're a buyer and you're looking to buy, get you connected with a good mortgage lender who can help you find the right deal for you, give you an idea of how much you can afford. That's really the way to get started with that. But there are good deals out in the market, even investment properties. I've helped someone right now buying a rental property. Those opportunities are out there. So just hit me up if you're interested in any of that stuff. And then if you're going to sell your house, obviously I've got a great marketing plan. So I'd love to talk about how I sell homes for more money and less hassle. Again, my name is Andy Hawbaker. Hit me up at my website, which is andyhawbaker.com. Talk to you soon.